Hey everybody, just doing a video here on the Thrustmaster Warthog extension that I built, well, partially built. I bought this section from a seller on Amazon, and it really works well with this kit. It comes with 3 different extension tubes to fine-tune the desired height. So I didn't really know what I wanted. Now that I've got the Warthog and been playing with a little bit, the stock spring for helos is way too stiff. So I mostly fly helos. So got the extension. It's a lot easier. I had the spring out completely for a little while until this arrived, and that was cool. But I find with the added leverage, the stock spring is doable. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. So it's easy enough to take out, 6 screws here, and you can pull the spring and play with it. So what I did was I did that in the stock Warthog plate is pretty big, and it's got a good footprint, and it's designed that way. So obviously when you're lurching forward and back and rolling, it stays stable on the ground. Now everybody's got different configurations. Some people have sim pits, other guys put it on their lap or have things that clamp onto their desk. I wanted it on the floor, and I didn't know, and I still may end up getting one of the curved sticks for the future and putting the old Warthog base back on. But for now, when I got this and I realized, you know what, it's still, when I have it off the, I had this with the stock plate on there balanced on a milk crate in front, and it put it at the correct height for me and was comfortable. But with the milk crate, with your legs draped down like this, it's really hard to get to the pedals. So that was never intended to be a permanent solution. It was just kind of a workaround that didn't work. So I got the idea, started walking around Lowe's, and I found some 4-inch PVC pipe. Now this is drain pipe, so it's a little thinner and cheaper than standard PVC. And I got a 4-inch toilet flange. And that flange is upside down, just mind you. So I put the pipe in the flange, put it on the ground, then I grabbed the Warthog stick and kind of just held it, where it would be comfortable as me seated in the chair, and made a small mark on the pipe. Once I found that height, I took it down and I cut the pipe. And then you're going to find yourself a 4-inch Firmco connector. This is rubber, for those who don't know, and it's used in plumbing to join 2 pipes together, usually drainage. But we have metal bands here to fasten it. Now you'll find that the Warthog controller is just a bit smaller than the 4-inch, or should I say it's a little bit smaller to fit in a stock 4-inch pipe. So what I had to do anyway was I had to cut the boot to get the USB cord out. So it was pretty easy. I figured about halfway down. I made a small incision here, and then I just took a sharp utility knife and cut down like so, and was able to split the boot. By taking this top clamp off and sliding it out, you're able to get the cord through the boot and put it about where you want it. Then you go ahead and slip the ring back on and and tighten it. And with that slit, when you tighten it, it allows the boot to come in real firmly and get a nice grip on there. And then again, the Thrustmaster housing is only plastic, so you really want to be careful how tight. You don't need to really crank on that thing, but it's pretty firm. So also, you'll see down here that basically it's very firm because the Warthog base is sitting on the top of the PVC, so it's not going anywhere. To go ahead and add more stability, I had this, I don't know, I bought it for the kids years ago. It's a little balance board, and it's just been sitting around my garage, getting moved around, and I wasn't using it. So I literally took the bottom off it and just, screwed the flange to there. So, it makes it real stable. I like to be able to move it. Again, I didn't want anything mounted to my chair because I use my computer for other things. I don't want a stick there. And let's face it, even some of these quick release ones aren't very practical, and we just end up leaving stuff on there because we're lazy by nature. So what I like about this is, even if you want the base to be a little bit heavier, you can put ballast in there, sand, even freaking brick in there, just something to give it a little bit more weight if you find it's moving a little bit on you. Now you could do a square base, or you could have a piece of scrap metal or wood. It really doesn't matter what the base is, as long as you can screw to that. So again, this round one is just what I happen to have here without having to buy something or whatever. I wanted to keep it as cheap as possible because, like I said, I think eventually what I'm going to do in my helo pit is have one of the curved, like this. I know there's a couple guys out there online. I've been reading reviews and stuff. It's just kind of deciding, I want to get into it first before I start buying stuff and making mistakes and spending twice as much money. When initially, with a little bit of research, there's good stuff out there, and you look at the price initially, and you're like, oh wow, who's got $500 to spend on a collective? But there's also some band-aids and things we can DIY ourselves just to kind of get you through until you get that next paycheck. It can justify to the boss that purchase. So anyway, any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below, and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks.